Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Pup, coach of the Indianapolis Volts, and today we're taking on Caleb U in week 2 of the GWA Season 5. If you guys did not check out the first week, you better go check it out right now, but also leave a like and subscribe because we're heading for 150 subs. Let's hop right into the builder. First of all, we got to go over Caleb's team. He has the top 4, which is super scary, of Iron Valiant, Spectrier, Kingambit, and Terrapagos. On the left are 2 other Pokemon that I think are probably going to come, which are Toxapex and Flygon. And then on the right, there are 4 Pokemon that I could see in fringe cases, but I don't think they do as well as the top 4. Iron Valiant does amazing into me with its fairy moves, as I have no resists on the team besides Terra Arboliva, and Spectrier also does well as soon as we Terra Arboliva, as it's our only immunity. Kingambit can sweep us late game, and Terrapagos can always set up with its Terra Shell ability to not take much damage from a single hit. Toxapex is unkillable outside of Azelf, and Flygon is really good to add more offense to their team and also to be able to soak up electric hits from Regieleki. Now on to the matchup. I think that Rain could be really good in this matchup, if not for Kingambit being able to sucker punch my Basculegion and Regieleki sweepers. I need to have a team that's defensive enough to take hits from Iron Valiant and Spectrier, while also not losing on the spot to being toxic stalled by Toxapex. Caleb's team is super top heavy while mine is not, so this is going to make for an interesting matchup. The first mon on my team is Overquill. This can actually eat hits from Spectrier, something that the rest of my team can't really do. We have 252 Spadef EVs with a careful nature to make sure that we live Shadow Balls, and we have a Covert Cloak so we can never get Spadef dropped. On top of that, we can deal with Toxapex with a combination of Taunt to limit the recovery and Pain Split, while also setting up spikes that really limit the rest of their team. I wish we could fit more than Crunch on this as an offensive move, but we're just going to have to deal with not being able to take care of Kingambit or Iron Valiant very well. I'm also bringing out the other poison type, Okidogi. Okidogi was our first round pick but didn't make it to our game last week, but this week with a Choice Scarf variant, it can do a ton of work. With the Choice Scarf, we're able to outspeed everything on their team, including a modest Terrapagos that's +1 speed from a Rapid Spin. Most of the time we're clicking knockoff or high horsepower to catch a Toxapex, and we can get toxic chain poisons which really limit their team. Close combat is great stab into their team, and Ice Punch is there in case they want to run a Terra Ground Articuno. One thing I noticed about this team is it's super weak to Flygon, so I put a Rocky Helmet Enamorous on the team. They don't have great coverage to hit us, and we have the Rocky Helmet to make sure they get chipped down if they want to U-turn out against us. Taunt allows us to beat Toxapex if they are not running Sludge Bomb, and Calm Mind allows us to set up to make our Draining Kisses hit super hard. We have enough speed to outrun a bulky Kingambit, and we hit that thing very hard with Earth Power, especially after a couple Calm Minds. We can even use this mon to soft check physical Iron Valiant and Iron Leaves and do some Rocky Helmet damage back. Another mon I thought was essential to this matchup is Azelf. We're rocking the Focus Sash so we can't be one-shot, and I don't think we're going to get that broken by any Stealth Rocks, as their Stealth Rockers are Kingambit and Terrapagos. We can always stop a late game sweep if we have this Sash intact by Thunder Waving whatever they have on the field, and we can also even beat Toxapex with Mystical Power. We're rocking Flamethrower on the set just so we can hit Kingambit, and U-turn is great for pivoting. Our 115 base speed tier is great in this matchup, as it's only outrun by Spectrier and Iron Valiant, and if we're able to take one of those out after our Focus Sash, we could sweep their entire team. Since we have some offensive pressure on the team now, I thought we needed another defensive Pokemon. That means it's time for Arboliva. Even though I said it's defensive, we're rocking 176 special attack EVs on a modest nature, which means we can destroy Pokemon with Giga Drain, Alluring Voice, Earth Blast, and Terra Blast Fire. The fire typing allows us to eat Specs Moonblast from Iron Valiant with no issue, and we heal up all the health back with Seed Sower, Grassy Terrain, and Giga Drain. Of course, we have an Assault Vest on top of that to make sure we don't take too much damage from both Iron Valiant and Spectrier. The defense EVs allow me to eat an Earthquake from Adamant Flygon even without the Grassy Terrain. Being Terra Fire also has the added benefit of being able to hit Iron Leaves and Spidops for super effective damage where we otherwise wouldn't be able to. In the end, I didn't think one Assault Vest was enough, so I brought Archaladon with another Assault Vest. These defenses mean we should be able to take a hit from every single Pokemon on their team and fire back with a really strong Body Press, Dragon Tail, Flash Cannon, or Thunderbolt, depending on which mon we're up against. If we're in a pinch against a setup sweeper, or just want to do extra spikes damage to our opponent, Dragon Tail is a great option. We also aren't bothered by Toxapex, so this is another mon that makes sure we can beat that thing in the late game. Although we have no special attack investment, our base 130 should allow us to do a lot of damage to their whole team. So that's going to be it for the team builder. I hope we can bounce back after a big loss last week, so let's see what happens. Alright, we are getting connected here to GWA. Let's see what they brought. And they did bring Articuno, so they'll let me know the type. No Spectrier is absolutely incredible. What else did they not bring? No Flygon. Okay. No Flygon, no Spectrier is pretty incredible. Articuno, they'll let me know the Terra. And then Iron Leaves, which I wasn't expecting that, but it's a bring for sure. I think Okidogi looks really good here. They're Terra Ground, so yeah, I kind of expected that to come out. We could go with our Focus Sash lead. I mean, it's not really a lead. I don't see anything like particularly screaming hazards, so I don't need to lead with one of my 2 Taunters. I could lead DOGI, but that might scream that I'm Choice Scarf. Maybe I could go with our Chaladon, just start doing a lot of damage. I don't see anything on their team that really likes being in against our Chaladon. Maybe the Articuno if they want to lead that thing. Yeah, I think this is a decent lead into them though. Is our Terra important to get off here? I think it really is. Our Terra is super important. Of course, it sucks to have the ground Articuno because it'll hit me for super effective damage. But we want to be able to wall that Iron Valiant pretty well. Overquill looks like the most expendable member here, but it can also be really nice. So they lead with Gambit. Okay. That's actually pretty nice. They might expect us to be body press into them, which we are. And I think here I just throw off a Thunderbolt into the Toxapex coming out, because I don't think they should ever stay in. Yep. And it is Iron Leaves. Okay, that's an interesting one, but we'll take it. And it does absolutely nothing. That could be AV. Maybe throwing off a close combat here or something. I feel like we're kind of free into that. Let's look. Archaladon versus Iron Leaves. Thunderbolt, I think that's got to be Assault Vest. That did absolutely nothing. So we could Dragon Tail. Close combat's a decent play from them. I don't know if they have anything that hits my Overquill. I mean, close combat, obviously, but we're going to intimidate them. I feel like we just make the safe play this early. We can get our spikes up, and they only have Terapagos as removal. I'm pretty sure. So we'll go out to the Exodar here. Get our Intimidate off. And they're going to Sacred. Okay. Which does like 90 damage-ish. Let's check that. Sacred Sword. Yeah, 90 damage-ish. That's pretty typical. I'm just going to take this time to set up a layer spikes here. We can always Pain Split against anything on their team. I wonder if it's the... Yeah, it is the Gambit. Okay, so I'm going to taunt this thing, because I'm pretty sure it's rocks. I'm pretty sure they're just going to set up rocks versus me. So we should always just taunt here. We should outrun them. This just screams rocks. King Gambit fell for the taunt. Oh, can't use Sword Stance. Okay. I mean, Sword Stance is fair as well. I'm just going to set up a second layer. And this thing might be Defiant based on the way that they're bringing it out so early, which makes a lot of sense. Let me go back to that Calc versus Iron Leaves. Because they were -1 with Sacred Sword. I don't know. And this thing, they just did a lot of damage. They did like 120-ish with King Gambit. King Gambit with Iron Head. Is that all they did? Is that just 120? Maybe they're adamant. No matter what, I think it's just Pain Split here. We don't need this thing because the Spectrier is not around, so it's fine. They Brick Break. Interesting. It's good tech. And I'm just gonna... do I taunt? I don't need to. But I will. If they want Iron Head me, that's perfectly fine. If they Swords Dance, that's a good play. I mean, a good play for us. Or even Rocks. Nah, they just Iron Head. Which does get the roll to knock me out. Okay. I think they got a high roll on that one. 165. Interesting. And what is our answer here? I mean, we could go get our Terra Fire off. They're gonna outrun us though. We could also just go into our Okidogi, which I think is the best play. And this turn, I really want a high horsepower. Let's check. Okidogi high horsepower is doing like 60. I don't think that's gonna be enough to kill King Gambit. That's if they're like offensive. I'm just gonna close combat. They might expect us to overpredict. They don't. Maybe Iron Leaves comes out here instead of Tox. Nah, it's just Tox. Okay. They do get hurt by the spikes. No boots, which is really nice. And we do a decent enough chunk. Looks like especially defensive, I would say. And their eject button. Oh. Eject button is scary. So now they're no item. I know we're in a decent spot with the rocks being up. But DOGI's -1 special defense and defense. They go to Terrapagos. Okay. So this thing could very well be yeah, I'm sure it's Rapid Spin because of their boots. Yeah, and they have Terra Shell up, so this is gonna do absolutely nothing. But I still think it's probably the play. I don't want to let them get the rocks away. I'm gonna go for it. We'll see if they Terra Starstorm and try to take me out here. If they do, that's honestly fine. So we do absolutely nothing. Let's see. Yeah, they do spin. Okay. Yeah, they spin, which is really annoying. We might be able to outspeed this and take it out since it's at like, what, 70% or something, 75%. If they're like more defensive, which it kind of looked like they were, like if they're not max speed, we're outspeeding them. We're outrunning even Modest at +1. That's what we speed crept for with our Scarfer. It is annoying though. They also did a lot with spin. Did 100. What? I guess we were -2, so makes a lot of sense. They did get a really nice roll on it though. That's like the second highest roll they could have gotten. Oh well. Probably doesn't matter. They do withdraw. They probably go back out to Pex. No, they go Valiant. Okay. And we don't see a booster. We're gonna do a lot. Wow. No booster. But obviously now we're -3. Close combat into them. Yeah, they're just not invested. Now, what's the play here? I don't know, no Flygon, so I feel like they could be physically offensive. We'll see. I think it's just to go out into our Enam here. We're gonna switch straight out, see what they go for. They even could be like mixed, as they do Moonblast. Holy, that does a lot. 225-ish. That is choice specs. Yeah, choice specs, timid, kind of a low roll. If this thing goes down, that's fine. Not too pressed about it. We go Arbalova, we Terra, and we get a kill, I think. So we're just gonna sack off. So they do take me out. Dang, like on the season, we are not doing the best. But we go AV Arbalova. We have stuff chipped. The Terra Shell is gone. Iron Valiant is very chipped at this point. If they hit me, then Giga Drain is the best play. Giga Drain should knock them out, actually, no matter what. We're gonna Terra Fire. They should barely be doing anything versus me. So they will withdraw. What is it gonna be? It's gonna be Toxapex. Alright. This Giga Drain should do like a quarter, maybe. I don't know, we know they're no item, which is really nice. And we're pretty offensive. I'm assuming that they're just going to try to Toxic me this next turn, though. And I think we have a free switch out into Stormwind. So I'm going to make it immediately. Maybe I'm not playing the best so far. Who knows? Also, I'm pretty sure we know Iron Valiant is timid and not modest. So Azelf is never going to outspeed that thing. Ah, they're gonna double. Okay, where are they going? They go Iron Leaves. Okay. Leaves is fine. They make a good play there. I'm not too upset about it, though. Alright, so we are Archaludon versus Iron Leaves. Sacred Sword does 30-ish%. And I think I could just Dragon Tail them out, or I could switch. I could go DOGI, which absolutely takes 0. I don't know exactly what I do here. Let me just Dragon Tail, get some damage off, as they do Sacred Sword. Holy cow, that does way more than I was expecting. They get a crit. Are you kidding me? That's so frustrating, because we don't have any way to recover it back up if not for a grassy terrain. Alright, what are we going to get them out to? We get them out to Gambit, which is nice. And I'm just going to drop a Body Press this turn. They might not expect me to have it at this point. They're Chople. Okay. Let's see. It still knocks him out. Perfect. Not getting 6-0 this week. Alright. King Gambit goes down. That was a big threat, so happy to see that thing down. And we held on to the Body Press for a long time, so I like that. If Iron Valiant comes in, I feel like it could. And Moonblast probably takes us out because of the crit. Yeah, it does. We're at 171. Yeah, every single roll of Specs Moonblast takes me out. Alright. It's just time to go Arbalova. This is our switch in. Specs Moonblast versus Terrifier shouldn't do very much. It should do like 70 damage as they Aura Sphere. Which does a good chunk more. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, the damage it did there. Giga Drain is really good here. I also could Terra Blast if I want to try predicting an Iron Leaves or Articuno to even come out. I'm going for it. Why not? It should knock this thing out as well. It would put us in a pretty bad spot, but I'm hoping they go Articuno here. Or even Leaves is really nice, as they go Pex. Alright. Yeah, Pex is a good play. We're doing absolutely nothing. And I am worried about them clicking Toxic, for sure. I don't want them to predict me and do anything. I'm going to go for Giga Drain. If they Toxic, oh well, it's a good play by them. If they switch out and we catch them, then that's really good for us. Because I think even like Terapagos dies. Terapagos, it might not die. It might not. But we'll see. They're taking their time on this play. They could get me. As they do with Toxic. They are also outspeeding me. I don't know if we expected that. No, they're running some speed. What do they have? Like 36 speed EVs or something? Alright, and this turn, what do I do? I'm just going to try to keep them weak. Let's Giga one more time. They're just going to recover. Okay. Yeah, this is the worst case scenario, is them just recover stalling. We're going to be at a pretty good amount of health at the end of this, which is fine. That's one recover. We might want to jot that down in case we get into a stall fest. This is the play that we go out to Archaludon though. As they withdraw, they get me on this one. If they go Valiant, that's crazy. Yeah, they just go Leaves. I'm gonna get a little bit of recovery back, which is nice. I thought about Terra Blast firing there, but I didn't. And no more grass. What do we do here? Do we tail them again? I honestly also like the Hellscream play. I just don't want to take too much damage. Alright, let's chip this thing down. Get another Dragon Tail off. They're gonna Sacred Sword. Brings me down to 56. Stamina. Are you kidding me? No way. Yo, that is so unlucky. You don't even understand. I have to sack it now. That's frustrating. We get crit, and then we miss a Dragon Tail. That's so unbelievably annoying. Wow. Yeah, we hate to see it. And now we have to play for high horsepower onto Toxapex. They do withdraw. So we get the play right, but I mean, they can just switch out the next turn. We do like 50%. They don't sack this thing, right? It always beats me. Does it really even matter? I'm gonna go Arbalaba. They should always switch out here. If I wasn't Scarfed, I could predict, but I cannot. Do not have the luxury, as they do withdraw. And go Articuno. Alright, and this thing is probably just gonna Terra Blast ground on me and do a billion. Yeah, if only, man, so frustrating how this worked out. Terra Blast ground actually doesn't do very much, so if they want a Terra, like, that's perfectly fine. What do we do here? I'll Giga. It's a mid-ground play. As they agility. What are they agility for? Agility is crazy. Alright, what do I hit him with now? Because that Giga Drain did nothing. They did not Terra. They might this turn. They might also go for more setup. I don't know. Their Terra Blast isn't going to do very much. I'm going to Giga Drain again. I think they might think they're in my head. They might be. We'll see if they are. If they Terra Blast, or if they Terra Ground here, then we're fine. They might not feel the need to. But if they Terra Ground, we're going to do a bunch to them. At +2, they're probably outrunning my DOGI, especially if they're running any meaningful speed investment. Yeah, if they're running any... Well, actually, no. Even if they're running 0 speed, they're going to outrun me. So we might just lose to this Articuno, get 5-0'd. They do Terra this turn, though, so we get one prediction right. If they hit me this turn, like, even if they're max attack, it's not doing very much, because we're Assault Vested. And we should KO them back in the grass. Maybe not. It'll be close. Yeah, they do Terra Blast. I'm assuming they're like 252 modest here. Yeah, it did like 130. They're like 252 timid. But we get the grass now. This Giga Drain might just take him out. It does. Perfect. So I don't overpredict. We get the Articuno out of the way. And we still very well could win this game. Sash Azelf in the back still looks incredible. Scarf DOGI is great. And I do think that DOGI's probably my play. No matter what they bring out here. Unless it's like Terrapagos. Or Valiant. I'd probably switch out to DOGI. I really don't want Pex to break my Sash. But if we're able to get special attack boosts with our Azelf, then we can very well win. Alright, we still got a win con. We made that play right. That was probably one of the more important plays of this battle. No matter how unlucky we were. Alright, let's see what they want to do. They're thinking hard about it. I think Toxapex just makes the most sense. Maybe in that case it's in my best interest to just hit this thing forever. How much do I need this Toxapex to be down before I kill it with Azelf? Mystical Powered only does 50. Okay, let's go DOGI here. Yeah, we're gonna go DOGI. We need to get some chip on this thing. I want to keep the Arb alive. They do go for Surf. I mean, decent play. It's fine. It's in their best interest to probably go out into the leaves here. I don't know. Let's predict a switch. They should always switch, I would think. No, they don't. Wow, they just recover. It is what it is. We're getting our own recovery back, so that's fine. Let's knock off this time. They might overpredict us to switch out. Nah. They're just gonna Surf again. And they do a good chunk with it too. Let's go Arb this time. They might switch out. They might make a great play. I don't know. Azelf is our win con in this scenario. It just feels like it might not be enough. Their Surf actually does nothing. The play here is Earth Power or Tear Blast Fire, no matter what. It's one of the two. I think we're gonna Earth Power for a special defense drop. Yeah, them outspeeding us makes this way more annoying. We get the seed up. I don't think we're living another though. But we're gonna be able to keep them around 50%. I am surprised they ran speed investment though. I thought they might expect me to run speed investment myself. If they're gonna surf, does this take me out? It does. Okay. So our Balava goes down. Now, is the play to go high horsepower them? Or go Azelf and break our Sash? Because what I'm thinking is it's high horsepower, no matter what, and then leave it all down to Azelf in the end. That could have been a misplay, but we'll never know. Let's just high horsepower. Maybe we'll get a crit of our own. Maybe they'll just go Leaves and expertly predict every single move I go for. No, we keep them low. Okay, we can actually win this now. Seeing that, we can win. Alright, they should switch, right? Maybe not. We go for high horsepower again. Yeah, okay. Good no call. Of course, we won't get a crit like they did, though. Unfortunately, on our defensive check to talk specs, we get crit. Which is the most frustrating thing, because we wouldn't be in this scenario. I'm not even counting the recovers anymore. It doesn't matter that much. Nice thing is that we're gaining some HP. I wonder how much we do to Iron Valiant with DOGI. High horsepower, they can't switch in. They do withdraw. I wonder if this is Valiant. It's probably the Leaves. It is. Alright, how much does Azelf do? A good amount. We get the Toxic, which is really good. Alright, so Azelf should be able to knock this thing out. No more grass. What is the play? Do I go break the Sash right now? On Azelf, switch out to it? Or maybe with a high horsepower plus Toxic, it'll bring them into mystical power range. So I can get a Spatak raise. I think that's the play. Hopefully we crit here. We do a good chunk. They Psyblade us. DOGI's gonna go down. Mystical power does like 15 to 17 if they're not AV, which I think they might be. I don't know. They're low. How do we win this game in this scenario? If they're Assault Vest, Mystical Power does 10. Like, if we crit, I don't know. I feel like we need a special attack raise. I'm going to go for it. Hopefully they're not AV or anything. Nah. And now the play is just for them not to be timid. Valiant. We're going to take him down with the Toxic. I think Valiant just comes in and cleans up. We had to crit there. Really, their crit screwed us. If we got a crit back, literally on that turn, I think we win the game. As long as we hit our moves. So they go Terapagos, actually. Yeah, I guess it really depends if this thing goes down. We're +1. I don't think it does. We're going to T-Wave. It's our play. And we probably just go down here. Nope, they get Terra Starstorm. Yeah, annoying. If we do not get crit there, the game is completely different. It is what it is. I am really frustrated with how this season has gone so far. 2 huge crits in each game that really sent me down spiraling. So it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed though. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe because we're gonna come back. We definitely will. But that's gonna be about it. See you guys in the next one.